Majestic, Marie, and Alora. Got the wrestling world right here, no need to go far. All girls podcast, bringing vibes so grand. Talking power bombs and peaches, we've got the upper hand. With a smile, positivity, and tales of the ring. From Eddie Kingston's moves to each title swing, we're here to cheer, laugh, and maybe even cry. Join us on this ride, let's kiss that heel goodbye. Peaches and power bombs, let's start the show, where legends come to dance and superstars glow. Listeners, come closer, hear the stories flow. With Majestic, Marie, and Alora, watch your fandom grow. Every episode's a celebration, moments that we hold. No storyline too big, no champion too bold. For the love of the sport, for each crowd's thunder, wrestling's in our hearts, ever full of wonder. Grow. Every episode's a celebration, moments that we hold. No storyline too big, no champion too bold. For the love of the sport, for each crowd's thunder, wrestling's in our hearts, ever full of wonder. So raise your signs high as we speak the truth of epic rivalries and glory of youth. From Eddie's grit to the Diva's reign, in every bout there's joy amidst the pain. Oh, peaches and power bombs, let's start the show, where legends come to dance and superstars glow. Listeners, come closer, hear the stories flow. With Majestic, Marie, and Alora, watch your fandom grow. Watch your fandom grow.
What is good, everybody? Welcome to Beaches and Bower Bombs. I am your host for tonight, Alora Presley, and filling in for Marie tonight is one of our great friends from the Straight Up Wrestling Show, HBT.
What's going on? What's going on, Alora Presley? We in the house, and we gonna talk a little WrestleMania chaos, and we're gonna talk about some other things, some releases and all that. So, hey, get ready for a great podcast. Hope you're here, and if you're here, you know what to do. Whatever platform you're on, hey, like, share. You know, Straight Up Wrestling Show, and of course, Peaches and Power Bombs. Mm-hmm. You know, Alora Presley. You know, she is hosting this thing, and hey, I'm just here, man. I'm just here just to do my thing.
So is Mina. She just wanted to make an appearance before going off and taking a nap.
All right.
She was meowing. It was like after 8 o'clock, and she was meow, 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 meow. And I was like, Mina, we got waiting for our company. She said we were late, so. But
all right.
So yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day today. It's just Tuesday over here. I am doing my nephew's birthday Thursday. He requested his favorite dinner and his favorite cake. So I'll be tied up with that Thursday. So I decided to do a show today.
Happy early birthday for your cousin.
Nephew Alex. He just turned 18.
Okay. Oh, okay. Happy 18.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 18. All right. I blinked and I missed it. So yes. And so guys, like, share, and subscribe as always. I'm gonna give y'all an incentive for that tonight. Me and Marie have been talking about it, but I think I'm gonna throw the dog a bone here right quick, and we're currently at 906 906 followers, right? If we reach 925 followers, we will make an announcement concerning a giveaway once we reach to 1,000 followers. So if you haven't done it yet, or you just hadn't thought about it, go ahead now, like, share, subscribe. And once we get to 925 followers, we'll make that announcement and have that contest with the giveaway and all that. So I just wanted to point that out.
On
right
Facebook or YouTube?
Facebook. YouTube, we're at 236.
Okay.
Hey,
everybody that's coming in,
YouTube as well.
Definitely, everybody on YouTube, definitely subscribe to Peaches and Power Bombs. Subscribe to the Straight Up Wrestling Show. We like 160 away from 2,000, so definitely subscribe there. But hey, we're gonna give you incentive. We're gonna give you guys a great show, so you definitely will be into this to be able to come and subscribe to hear some great wrestling coming from me and my partner Christopher Burton. The People's Podcaster are coming from Alora Presley and my girl Majestic Marie. They're gonna give it to you real too. So definitely come on in and check all of us out anytime that we're doing a podcast. Because hey, we're gonna rock this thing out straight up.
We're gonna say hey to some people right quick, and then I will start with the show. Thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you're here. AI. That's how Marie did it. Christine is in the house. As always, good to see you. We're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
The hashtag truth host, Scott Larson. Good to see you.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, I ain't seen you in a while. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, she likes to butt in at times. And let's see. Yeah, and she wished Alex a happy birthday. I tell you what, I remember when I turned 18, I thought I was hot stuff. So he's definitely going through that now. So he was like, yeah, I'm about ready for this dinner again. We have a family tradition. Pork roast and potato dumplings. It's like a Hirsch family tradition. And he loves it. And we just did it a month ago. And he was like, we can have that again. And he said he wanted his favorite cake too. So I was like, okay. TT will do that for you. So, anyways, all right. Without further ado, we're going to have the Briscoe brothers bring us in, and we will talk about all that's going on in the wrestling world.
All right.
There ain't no way, man. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready.
You can say you're ready as many times as you want.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
Y'all boys ain't ready.
There's no way, man. Talking about they anxious. You hear him, chick?
Hey.
Somebody losing sleep.
They losing sleep, baby. I've been getting the best sleep of my life.
I've been snoring, baby.
I've been snoring. Dreaming about this ass.
All right.
Yep.
I don't think we're ever replacing that.
Hey, no need to. That's what I think. Unless y'all go on for a long time, and that's probably like maybe 15, 20 years, because I mean that thing's going to be relevant for a while. That right there will be relevant for a while, I believe.
Oh, this is a good question. Let's start off with this right quick, because we've been having stuff pouring in. Out of context question: should AEW hold stadium event in April 2027, the same as Mania 43? Would it be successful? That's a good question. As of now, they're still going. WWE's still going to Saudi.
Yes.
Whether as far unless unless there's a war that's going to keep them from going, which is very possible. They're still on for WrestleMania there and Night of Champions as well. But I saw the headline, but I didn't read into it. There was a headline that said that Saudi wouldn't host Raw or SmackDown before and after Night of Champions. So take what you will of that. I didn't look into it, so I can't really comment on that. So, if they were in Saudi and then AEW decided to do a stadium event, whether it be in the States or the UK, that is very interesting. I would love to see how that play out, but I don't know if it would happen. There'll be a lot of red tape and this and that and the other that goes into planning that type of thing. So,
listen, I think it will be very. Look, I'm gonna be straight up. I think it would be very unsuccessful for AEW to do that, and this is the reason I'm gonna say it. Because if you go from the format that AEW goes with right now, as far as the way they lay out their pay-per-views, it won't work, in my opinion. Because if you're asking people to pay money to go up against WrestleMania, it's not going to work. But if you do something like what Jim Crockett Promotions used to do, I'm talking about the old NWA, WCW, when they will have Clash of Champions go up against WrestleMania, that would be something totally different. Like if they could get TBS, WTBS, which Superstation, which was a World Championship Wrestling, and they used to go up against WrestleMania, and they would get 9 million to 17 million viewers. That back then they would compete. Even though WrestleMania still outdid it, they still would take a big chunk out of WrestleMania back then. The first Clash of Champions with Sting, when he went one-on-one with Ric Flair, and which boosted him, that 45-minute draw, it drew 9 million people, and that hurt WrestleMania big time. But WrestleMania, that was a huge WrestleMania, but it hurt WrestleMania big time, and they was getting back at WrestleMania for what Vince had did to them, had stopped the cable companies from viewing Starrcade. So they came, or was it Great American Bash? One of the two. So they came back at them that way. So I think if Tony Khan got with TBS, got with HBO Max, and said, look, we want to compete with WrestleMania, and we want to put on a show the same day as WrestleMania, I definitely think it will work because you got to remember with WrestleMania, it's kind of on free TV and it's kind of not, because you're on ESPN. So you're on ESPN, they'll show a little bit, and then they go to ESPN to pay subscribers. But you're gonna have more people on TBS. There's more viewers for TBS than that paid subscriber to ESPN. So they will have to go up against TBS, which will have more viewers, and plus HBO Max will have more viewers than ESPN. So I definitely think it'll work then. But if he charged people $59, $49 for it, I don't think it would be very successful. I do think it'll be pretty good, but I don't think he will get the numbers that he won't, because when it boils down to it, even though AEW has its fans, they do have their fans that's loyal fans. I do think certain fans that watch AEW they do go and watch WrestleMania. A lot of people do. So they will have a chunk of their audience that's going to go over there. But if they have an alternative and they say, okay, hey, wait a minute, this is on my regular cable TV or my regular streaming service, I'm going to go ahead and watch this instead of watching that, because, I'd rather watch AEW. So I do think that will be successable. So it's like a catch.
Options. Yeah, with the options that we have today with streaming and things like that, you could watch both of them, or not. Watch one, not other. I mean,
you can go back and watch it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops, I missed one. Hi, I'm glad you're here.
Hey, Josiah, my cousin. What's going on, little cuz?
He said, could be funny. Imagine fans sitting in the stadium in the AEW pay-per-view, opening their phone, watching WWE at the same time, or vice versa. I've seen that happen.
Yeah. Yes.
Whatever floats your boat. He says he also thinks it depends on the build. If WrestleMania 43 is Rock versus Roman and AEW has good build and good tickets, I see them filling up stadiums, about 80,000 fans. Fans will just go for the sake of making WWE regret it. The last part I'm like, about, but everything else I think is pretty valid. So, speaking of WrestleMania, we are a week out from WrestleMania, and I tell you what, HBT, they wasted no time in doing the annual WrestleMania cut, post WrestleMania cuts.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't at all. Blew my mind. That
It
blows my
was
mind.
going on as SmackDown was airing. That's what got me. But there was
Right.
over 20 people that got cut. Very notable names. The entire Wyatt Six was cut. In
Yes.
addition to Aleister Black and Selena Vega, those were the ones I was shocked by. So, what are your thoughts on it? And then I'll give my thoughts.
Oh my gosh! Wow. I'll go ahead and I'll touch on Wyatt Six, and I'll touch on Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. I'll just go ahead and touch on those two for right now. Wyatt Six. Now, I remember when they brought them in. I think they brought them in like 1 week before they came to Greenville, because we was at the Greenville show, and I remember that's when they had started doing like the old VHS type tape, like little teasing us. So I do remember that, at that show, at that SmackDown. And I was kind of upset that night. I was like, and I mean, Chris was like, Chris was like, he was into it and everything like that. Man, they coming back, they teasing them. And, I was very skeptical. I was like, don't bring them back. Don't bring them in here. This was not too long after Bray had passed. I said, do not bring them in here if you don't have anything for them. And that's the way I felt. I felt they were trying to capitalize. I don't think they was trying to disrespect Bray Wyatt. I don't think they was trying to dishonor him, but I think they was going a little too fast of bringing the Wyatt Six in, which they could have just brought Bo Dallas in and did his thing. But I said, okay, you're gonna bring them in. Please have something for them. But the way the company was structured at that time, as far as how everything, and I'm talking about how the talent was going and everything that they had, and as far as the storylines that they had, I felt they didn't have anything for them. And I was like, I don't think this is a good idea. And when they brought him in, what we saw was, you turned off the lights, you brought the tees. We saw the tees come in, lights turn off, and then boom, they attack it. And and they pretty much first they just went after tag team belts, which is cool. So they went after tag team belts, and who was the faction who did they go after first? I can't remember exactly that they was attacking first. Can you remember that?
I just know when they came back at the this go round. They returned at the show in Savannah, to which I was there, and I tell you what, that was easily the biggest pop of the night. That place exploded when they showed up.
That was a little bit after we had that show, that SmackDown show in
and then they had that great tag team arc leading into SummerSlam, which I loved every bit of it, because you had DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. That's somebody else that got released. I'll talk about that in a second. But and the Street Profits, they just came back. But yeah, it led to a great tag team arc into SummerSlam, and then they had them involved with the MFTs with Solo and his group.
That's what it was. I think it was Solo. That they had jumped. I think they, the MFTs wasn't called the MFTs at first. It was Solo and whoever was his partner, but that's who they had jumped at first. And then it kind of like reverted back to that. But then you had those guys getting beat up. The Wyatt Six started getting beat up, and I was like, okay, they're getting crushed here. It didn't look good. And I'm like, okay. And then they brought back the feud again with the MFTs, and this thing has
they were
gone back
going in and out with it, stealing the lamp and all that. And then you had like a side angle here with Shinsuke, talking to Tama backstage and judging his character, and we'll probably see that still come into play a little bit, but yeah, they were making something out of it. And then for the entire Wyatt 6 to be cut I was really surprised. And
Yeah.
because really and truly, Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy were a great team together. I enjoyed watching them.
No doubt about it. They so much talent. I mean,
yeah, people were
you had
excited.
Bo Dallas.
Yeah, people were excited
Bo
when
Dallas.
Eric Rowan and Talatonga faced off in the ring. I don't think we're really seen a one-on-one with them. That would have been great. Yeah, and just Bo Dallas, he did the whole Uncle Howdy thing so perfectly, and sometimes I felt like I heard Bray coming through on his voice. Sometimes, I mean, he did Bray justice. Like, they did what they could, and they were putting the Wyatt 6 characters in the background backstage. It was like they were planning to do something, and it just never came to fruition. And that I just couldn't believe that. I was just like, I was just dumbfounded when it came to that. I was like, they eliminated that entire faction, and why?
Yeah, and I mean, you had
that was one of your most over people.
Yeah, Bo Dallas, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross. And the thing with Nikki Cross, she wasn't wrestling. I mean, you still could have had her wrestle every now and then, and she could have been a valet, or she could have been the manager of this group. And you could have had two of the guys, maybe Dexter Loomis and Eric Rowan, or maybe Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy, like you said, great tag team. Those two guys in a tag team division, which you had great tag teams at the time, because you had let's see, you had the Street Profits, you had Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, you had the Motor City Machine Guns, you had New Day, they had tag teams, but they never formed them into a division. Now the Wyatt 6, they could have formed a whole they could have formed the whole tag team division around them. And all those teams could have battled it out, and she could have been managing, like you said, Joe Gacy, managed the whole group, but have Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis as a tag team, Bo Dallas as a singles competitor, especially Eric Rowan as a singles competitor. He's a giant, big guy, put together great matches, like say against Tonga or whoever. And I mean, you had something they had something very special. All these guys can, have a major impact as far as the Wyatt 6, a major impact. They didn't all have to come out there together every single time. They just misused them straight up. They misused them. They had so much with that group, but they just let it go. And I think, I mean, that's just it's a major fail. It really is.
Really, yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
I just couldn't believe it. And it's like, that's a slap in the face to Bray. It really is, to me.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think what you got.
Yeah, because I get that it's part of the business, but at the same time, this was a horrible business decision in my opinion.
No doubt. Yes. I'm shocked. Completely shocked.
Another one that I mentioned a moment ago, Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
His wife, Selena Vega.
Yeah.
And Selena made a point that the day they were released on the 25th. I think the 26th would have marked his 1 year anniversary back with the company.
Right. Wow.
And this is somebody else they were using. Like, they had him beat Randy Orton weeks ago.
Yeah.
Randy put him over. He had a great feud with Damian Priest. And they were having him do a devil's advocate sort of thing backstage. He was talking to Randy. And it was supposed to be like the dirt sheets was saying Aleister Black was supposed to be the one Randy was on the phone with, which I would have felt better if it was. He should have had that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
No, y'all decided to put Pat McAfee in it, of all people, and it was a shit show. Pardon my French, but
All right, look like Sarah might have froze a little bit. I don't know if I am or she's frozen, but yeah, I'm with her on that 100%.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, he did everything. Yeah, my internet goes in and out. I'm sorry, guys, but
oh, that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
like I say, I'll catch you every time. You know, I try to fill in. But
yeah, so like
I mean,
he did everything asked of him, and then Selena, they gave her, you know, she got a run with the U.S. Championship. I thought her reign was short.
Ring last year.
Yeah, she had it.
She was queen of the ring.
But during that reign, at the Savannah show and probably other shows too, but particularly the Savannah show, she was in a 3-way with Julia and Charlotte, and that was her best match in WWE. She did incredible, and I think she's a great wrestler. And I just
she's a great talent.
Yeah, and I feel like
she's one of the top 7 8 women in the world as far as talent wise go. I mean, of course she's small, but she has a look. She has a she has a persona that people want to see. And I mean, she knows how to talk on the mic. So many things that you could do with Zelina Vega. Like I say, she's a valet to her husband, or be his manager or whatever. She can actually go out there and commentate. She could speak backstage. She could talk backstage. She could do so many different things, and plus wrestle. It's so many ways you could use her. And as far as
she's
Aleister
very
Black,
compelling as a character.
Yes, as far as Aleister Black, gosh, man, the potential that he had in the things that he can bring to the company, is limitless. I just don't understand that at all. I mean, this guy, I was saying the same thing back when he was over in AEW. I was saying, hey, this guy should be always one of the top 4 or 5 wrestlers all the time, as far as on a title run. Same thing with the WWE, as far as either on SmackDown or Raw, he should be one of the top 4 or 5 guys always in the running for that championship. And if you put something like the second, you put the Intercontinental Championship on him, he can make that thing special. He can be like Gunther, as far as what Gunther did with the title. It was so many things that you could do. You did not have to like settle him in, which he had a great feud with Damian Priest. And then he had that little thing starting with Randy Orton, which they stopped that prematurely. And he had a little thing with Rusev. Had that thing with Rusev going there for a while. But it's like they just pulled away. They pulled away, and it's like he got hot and said, "Let's pull away. Let's pull back.
You're right.
Back, and we'll do some other things." Kind of crazy.
Yeah. All right. We're going to segue right quick. We'll talk about more releases here in a second, but that'll be a good segue to get in the comments. I got.
Okay, I don't know what she has on the comments. Let's see. I'll wait till she come back in. But yeah, we all right. So all right, got AJ Scales in the building. What's up, AJ? Hey, Harry, The Rock say this. The final boss will show at Backlash pay-per-view challenge for the WWE Championship if you smell what The Rock is cooking. I don't think so, AJ, but hey, it's a good thought, man. It's a good thought.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, everybody felt the same way about this. It was night 1 was horrible. Night 2 was a whole lot better. It just blows my mind. Like,
yeah, night 1 was that was terrible, and if it would have went that way on night 2, oh my gosh,
I would have wanted my money back. He says, I don't know, but I think Uncle Howdy is world champion material. Well, he was the NXT champion. I felt like I felt like they didn't want to invest in them,
Yeah, and you know, they definitely could have used him and pushed him to where he was championship material. And it did not matter if he got the world championship or not. He could have got the United States belt. He could have got the Intercontinental belt. And still, it still would have been relevant, and he still would have made that thing something special. With somebody like that, you have to do something really great with him. And to tell you the truth, like a Dusty Rhodes, he really didn't need a championship. But you needed to keep him in something, a compelling storyline going forward.
Right.
It needed to be something great. He always should have been a threat to the top titles, all the way up into the world title. I agree. That's one thing I will agree with you on with that.
Yeah, he just also says, did you guys notice that Roman hit Punk with the steel steps? How was it not disqualification? Michael Cole said leeway, but what? Rules are rules. I think like after that, they were just like, y'all do what y'all want to do. I did notice.
Oh
that.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It was Roman and Punk. They were like, you know what? We ain't even gonna fight them on it.
Yeah.
Christine said the whole thing with Pat was ridiculous. Yes, now we can leave it in the past. And Timothy, welcome to the show. Another great follower of ours.
What's going on, Timothy? Fatal Influence on SmackDown. Yeah, Fatal Influence. I mean, made a great showing on SmackDown. Yes, JC Jane. Wow, big ups to her. You know, that matchup that she had with Becky, that was outstanding. The best match of the night on SmackDown, hands down. She's incredible, and I hope they keep her on that trajectory because she has a lot. I mean, she had. Hey, you know, I've been watching her since NXT, but hey, I didn't know. You know, me and Chris, we haven't been following NXT like we used to because it comes on Tuesday nights, and for some reason we can't get it where we at. So we have to watch the replay. But JC. I mean, she went off, and you know, she pretty much was matching Becky hole for hole, and everything she did looked solid. It looked really good. So, man, I hope they keep Fatal Influence. I hope they keep that thing going strong there. But who knows?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to give my thoughts on JC here in a little while. But going back to these releases, we already talked about the two major ones. Motor City Machine Guns were released. I hate to say it, but I'm not surprised. But I feel like WWE didn't know what to do with it. I felt like
they had no clue. Had no clue.
Yeah. You know, other than that tag team mark at SummerSlam, it was like they just wanted to sign them so nobody else could have them. But with that being said, someone online pointed out that the 90-day clause ends on July 23rd. The next Wednesday, July 29th, Dynamite will be held in Detroit, Michigan.
And you know what? And they will fit better in AEW. They really would.
I really think so too. They've done business with AEW in the past, so that doesn't surprise me. Which I would be happier for them because Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley are just wonderful wrestlers. They're great, and they, created a legacy for themselves all over the world. And I get,
he did.
I guess WWE, it was kind of more like we got them and you didn't, and it might have been a more let's see where this goes because they know they could go anywhere and they'll be a fantastic addition to whether it's AEW, TNA. TNA, they were one of the TNA originals. I say that because I remember watching them back in the early 2000s. So we'll see on that. Kairi Sane was another one. A lot of people were pissed off about that, and I understand that because they were teasing this thing with her and Asuka for like months, maybe almost a year, and there's no payoff.
and then finish it. Yes,
It
that's
just
crazy. Now, as far as Motor City Machine Guns. Now, because I might get mixed up, guys, because there used to be a team called the Motor City Madman back in the 80s. Okay, so used to be a team called the Motor City Madman out of Detroit. So sometimes I do get mixed up. But one thing about the Motor City Machine Guns, when they came in, they quickly put the titles on those guys. And I was just like, wow. Now, the thing about the Motor City Machine Guns, I'm kind of like, I have a mixed bag with them. I like them. But do I think they should have got the titles right away? I think they should have built to the titles. Kind of like I remember when Rock and Roll Express first came to NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, the biggest NWA promotion, which turned into WCW. It was, it was WCW, but they took a build to the title. Within 7 to 9 weeks, they was the champs, but they showed what they can do. And you had enough people, and not just tag teams, but you had enough people in the WWE where they could put together teams that these guys could just run through as the tag team and show all their skills and get the title. And I think that would have pretty much put them out there even more, So that is a team, outside of the Wide Six, even, more than the Wide Six. I think you could have built a tag team division off of, with these guys, because they are a team like the Midnight Express, the Fabulous Ones. They are that, the Hart Foundation. That's the type of tag team they are. That's the type of tag team. That's what they bring into mind, one of those type of teams like that. And I just didn't understand it. I'm like, wow, that's something else that you dropped the ball on that again, because like I said,
Right.
they are one of those, Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express type tag teams that come in that is going to be a tag team, in a legendary legacy type tag team. And you do not fumble that, and they did.
When the Motor City Machine Guns come out, you're about to get a treat as far as tag team wrestling goes.
Oh yes, no doubt.
Yeah, it was kind of like they let go of the tag division after SummerSlam, and I was like, y'all were doing so good, why? But another one that I will mention, Alba Fire, Kaylee Ray. She was on TV every week with Chelsea. So now Chelsea don't have any more Slagents, and she needs them. But as far as others, there's others on here that I didn't know about Santos coming back much. There was talk about him being in AAA, but I don't know. I wasn't surprised at a lot of the rest of them. Some of them I didn't even know. They're probably from Evolve, maybe, but Tyra May Steele.
A lot of them Evolve.
Yeah, Tyra May Steele. She's a great athlete. Don't get me wrong. She's got an Olympic gold medal, for crying out loud. But I don't think she connected with the fans. She was the female winner of the first season of WWE LFG, and I think that was the thing with her. I couldn't get behind her, and it's nothing ever against them. It's just whatever you're doing as a character, it wasn't getting my attention. So she probably needs to, have more development and whatnot. But yeah, Apollo Crews, I kind of feel better when people like Apollo Crews are let go, so that way they can do something on their own and not have their years wasted. So, and then Andre Chase, that was somebody I never got behind in NXT. I'm kind of glad he was let go.
Chris is too.
So, any more thoughts about the releases before I go to these comments?
Yeah, let me roll with Santos Escobar right there for a minute. The thing about Santos Escobar, he's a mid card guy, but he's a mid card star. He really is. Yes. He's somebody that you always can use that you can always use as in the mid card, and you have him win 60-70% of his matches. He lose 30 to 40% of his matches. You always he's one of these people that can always be available and pretty much somebody that you really can count on. One thing about Santos Escobar, and they do this with ethnic wrestlers, guys that's they do it with black wrestlers, they do it with Hispanic wrestlers. I hate to say it, they do it with Asian wrestlers if they have more than one or two. They would do this, but for some reason, and this has been all the years I've been watching wrestling, even all the way down to the indies. If you have a lot of different Hispanic wrestlers, a lot of different black wrestlers, the promoters for some reason like to match those guys up with each other, and for some reason they can't get off of that. And I mean, Santos Escobar had so much potential to where he could have been in so many different feuds with so many different other people. Didn't have to always be with Rey Mysterio or Damian Priest or somebody like that. You match them. You match them up against Austin Theory. You match them up against Grayson Waller. People like that. You did not get to see the fullness of him. And so, yeah, they dropped the ball on Santos Escobar. Apollo Crews been on the roster for a long time. So, I can understand them letting him go. And yes, it'd be good for him to go through the indies and do his thing. Or try to find his niche somewhere else. But Apollo Crews is one of those guys that you can use as enhancement talent, getting people over. You can put him on the lower card, and like I say, you have him win every now and then because he is a great wrestler. But you have him, getting the other guys over, especially stars like Apollo Crews. You can use him to get people like people like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and people like that go and have a great match with Apollo Crews, but Apollo Crews loses the match. But Apollo Crews is still there, and he's one of these guys that's still, that's in the presence with people. People are gonna see him a lot, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Apollo Crews is still there." Hey, he might be losing, but Apollo Crews is he's one of these guys that's a star, but he loses most of his matches, and we have history of guys like that who have became major stars because they was like I say, always reliable. They might lose the match, but hey, they was there and they knew how to entertain the fans.
Yeah,
and that's the type of person Apollo Crews is.
Yeah, I agree, and he had that one spark of hope back in during the pandemic era. He had that great feud with Aleister Black. They worked with what they had because it was the pandemic, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that kind of faded afterwards. Excuse me, but all right, I'm gonna go to the comments here, and then we will move forward. We had a lot to talk about on this.
Oh yeah, only one other person I will say as far as now Zoe Starks. Zoe got hurt in Greenville, and Zoe. I mean, I love Zoe. I love Zoe Starks. I think she's another person that when you could have waited till she came back. She's a great wrestler. You can she just like Zelina Vega. You can use her as far as on commentary. She's great on the mic. You can use her in the back. As far as getting back there every now and then, talking to. She could talk to wrestlers. She can. It's so many other things you could use her for too.
Right.
And that's another one that I think
she's
they
like
let
a
go.
veteran.
Kind of messed up. But
she's a ring veteran.
Yes, big time.
Yeah, because I had heard about her just a little bit after she debuted on WWE, and I was like, oh, okay. But it shows in the ring, and I could see her being in like AEW, working with the talent there. All right, characters like Kane, Uncle Howdy, Fiend, Sting, hell, even Danhausen as a company, you can get so much out of them. But WWE never knows how to totally benefit from them. You have a point when it comes to some of them. Danhausen is like their top merchandiser right now. What they're doing with Danhausen is so hilarious. It's so funny. But at first, I think everybody expected too much when he debuted. But now the ball is rolling. People love Danhausen. I always felt like wrestling, you got to have a little bit of drama behind, little drama in addition to the so-called reality, right? Because it's entertainment. It takes you
Oh yeah.
away from
Oh
your
yeah.
problem for a little bit or whatnot. So people like Kane, The Undertaker, let's say, I'll throw in Papa Shango. That's a big throwback. I mean, characters like
Oh yeah.
that, I feel like it's becoming a lost art as as we keep going, as we're moving into a new generation and it's all about social media now, and you're closer getting access like never before, and
Right.
it kind of dampens the mystery a little bit. But yeah, like Uncle Howdy, he was very popular, and apparently I felt like they're lazy. We just stated that earlier. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
somebody like Danhausen, I for the comedy factor, our truth is comedic gold. So
Mm-hmm.
I like especially with the Miz. It is hilarious. Like you gotta have things like that, and
Oh yeah, wrestling has always, even all the way back to the territory days. Every company always, everybody always had some individual that was funny, that a comedy relief. Even the ones that were serious, people like in Memphis, Jimmy Hart was just hilarious in Memphis before he got to the World Wrestling Federation. But you always had somebody that was kind of like a Danhausen in some, even if they wasn't in a clown like clown like
right,
suits or anything like that. There was somebody there that was always always brought that clown type, that comedy type act toward in wrestling, because you always got to have that to break the monotony of it.
right. And
So I
Danhausen was having a come up there before he got signed with AEW, and then after he debuted, I think he got injured, and you just forgot he was there. So like, I definitely think that's one of AEW's big fumbles is with Danhausen, but he's doing really good, so I'm glad for him. And I'm gonna go to his second comment here. Can you imagine Kane is only
okay.
WWE champion once? He obviously won the world heavyweight
Mm-hmm.
belt once, I guess, but yeah, they don't know how to benefit from those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he
Well,
won against Stone
Kane.
Cold and he had it for one night. I was like, really?
Yeah, a lot of people think Kane should have been multiple, had multiple championships as far as runs with the WWE title. At that time, I'm not exactly sure on that. Now Kane was very, very compelling, but I just think it was a different time in the competition matters. So the people that he had to go through, I mean, I just don't know if he at that time, I didn't think he was head and above the rest, head and shoulders above the rest of the competition to where
He held his
he should
own.
have multiple championships like that. Yeah, he did. He did.
He held his own, but when you're in your prime in the same eras like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker, and then Triple
Yeah.
H was coming up too, that's had to be really hard, but back then
Yeah.
that was a whole
Yeah.
different time. They managed time better, and is
Yeah.
sign of the times, I guess I could say. But
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Timothy, I think we'll see Rhea versus JC at the next pay-per-view match. We're going to talk about that. Hold that thought.
Mm-hmm.
Alma, good to see you. What's up, Alora and Harry? How are
What's
y'all
up?
doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good watching this weather in Dallas, Fort Worth. Tornadoes in Mineral Wells, Texas. Massive hail up to 5.5 inches wide. It's Texas, south of Fort Worth. I heard
It's
about that,
Texas.
and
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
hate.
bad. Yeah, she called
Yeah,
me earlier talking about that.
yeah. She Oh, I'm glad you're safe and stay safe. Tornadoes are nothing
No
to play
doubt.
with.
Exactly.
I've never
Yeah, prayers for
experienced
everybody out
a
in that area.
tornado, but yeah, that could be very scary. So definitely, if you're in the line of severe weather that's going on through the Midland, please take care of yourself. Seek cover. We're dealing with fires right now. As a matter of fact,
Oh wow.
Brantley
Yeah.
County in Georgia. I've been through
Can't
there
believe it's
many
still going on.
times. Yeah. Brantley County in Georgia. Nate Hunter is their main city. I've been through there so many times, and those people really need a lot of prayers. Brantley County, Clinch County, Eccles County, that's towards the southeast coast. So definitely be praying for those firefighters that are fighting the blaze, and those that have already lost their livelihoods and homes, because this is the worst drought for us in like 20 years. I remember the one in 2007 in the Okefenokee, and oh my God, the smoke was so thick because it lasted so long. It was so thick, and I'll never forget it. I was coming home from work. I worked all night, and I was at a stop sign, and of course, you look both ways twice, and I went to go, and I did not see this truck. He almost hit me, and I'm so
Oh
glad
wow.
that it was that bad. If I wasn't at work, I stayed home because it was bad. So definitely
That's not
a lot
good.
of wacky weather going on.
Mm-hmm.
See what else you got to say? Because of Fatal Influence last year, they did a promo that was a great segment. Because of them, I got into watch NXT. I used to hate the brand, but now I'm into it. Yeah, I was the same way. Excuse me, but yeah, Fatal Influence. I was really surprised that it was the entire faction, not just JC. Anyone think Ricky Saints will challenge Cody for the belt at Backlash? I don't know about that just yet, but all right, we got another person in here. Hello.
What's going on, Magnum, my man? What's up, brother? How you doing? Good to see you.
I wonder where he's going to land too. Apparently, him and AEW kind of had a disagreement, but we'll see. There's always second chances in wrestling. Y'all know that as well as we do.
There's gonna be a lot of money to land both of them.
Yeah. Just stopping by. Hi, how are you doing?
What's going on, Queen of Me?
If Danhausen works out more, he's a WWE champion. Easy. Wouldn't that be something? Danhausen and R-Truth. Danhausen or R-Truth for tag team gold. Calling it now.
Oh, yo, gosh, that would be great.
I would love that. Mr.
So
Iguana appeared on NXT to help Lola Vice against Izzy and Shawn Spears. I love Mr. Iguana. That's somebody else that's like insanely over that I just absolutely love. It's comedic, I love it. Love it. So, all right. So we're going what should I we'll talk about this right quick. As you all know, the bloodline is officially back together. Roman reclaimed the gold at WrestleMania. Good call, in my opinion. But I didn't see this happening, and I did not have this on my bingo card. But I love it. This is going to be good.
Oh my gosh, Jacob is Jacob done went crazy. That's all it is to it.
Dude, he's crashing out.
Look, it better be good at Backlash, because one thing I see is two scenarios happening here. Now, if Jacob put up a great match against Roman, because he definitely is not going to win the title. He's not going to beat Roman for that belt. Not with Roman saying he's going to. Yeah, it's great build up. Not with Roman saying that he's going to be around for a while. And what Roman said, Monday night, he asked him, was he stupid? Like, are you stupid or something? You thinking that Solo is the one who lifted everything and brought you in here, telling him, hey, Solo can't do anything to move anything. I'm the one who got you in here. So, he ended up, getting that, tongue and death grip against Roman. Put him down.
That was
Roman,
good.
hey,
we ain't seen that in a long
good.
time.
He got back up, but he still, he called him out. And I'm like, okay, all right. Now, Roman, this match, I think is going to be a very good match. But like I said, the thing is this. If Roman just smashes him, now I've seen Roman smash a lot of people, and they just disappear. Now, I'm looking at a Solo core type situation here. Now, if it's too bad, it don't turn out the way it's supposed to be. If Roman is the only one that looks good in this match, Jacob Fatu is going to end up like Solo Sikoa. You got to, with the WWE, they have got to be careful with how they play this thing out. But if they play it right, this is something that it can last for a long time, and it can elevate Jacob, which Jacob is already elevated, but it can elevate Jacob to greater things. But, yeah, I don't see him winning this title at all while Roman's still active. Now, I don't know who's going to take the title off Roman because I'm pretty sure he's going to drop it back when he decide to be part-time fully part-time. But I don't know if he's going to drop it to Jacob. But you could build it, like I say, building this thing up great. And it could build to a natural feud that's going to go on for a while. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be their last meeting. That's me personally. Jacob said he was ready. He said he wants what Roman has. And
oh yeah.
Because Roman, you look at Roman, yeah, he really has it all. He has the money, the fame, girls lusting over him, and I mean, he's got a family, and he's living the good life. And Jacob wants the same for his family. He wants to accomplish those goals too, for his family, being a provider, like a real man is a provider. And
right.
So I think that's how a lot of people are going to get on Jacob's side. As far as that goes, I can see why. And that's where the Usos come in. They're playing into that. And it's to the point where Roman asked them what they thought. I thought that was a great vignette, by the way. But yeah, stuff like that. I just was like, this is gonna be so many things. And then you got Solo playing the devil's advocate of all people.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you even listening to Solo? I was like, well, he does got a point. Yeah.
Solo he cracks me up. I'm just like, man, and the thing with what Powerhouse Hobbs is, not Powerhouse Hobbs now. What is his name?
Royce Keys.
What is his name?
Royce.
What's
Keys.
that? Yeah, Royce Keys. Like, hey man, you get to stay right. You got a part about my organization. Like I say, hey man, we get to stay going if just make the right choice, man. He cracks me up. Like, hey, I'm this big star, man. I'm the man. I had my little 10 minutes of fame, and hey, if you want to be part of this, hey, come roll with me because hey, I was Roman Reigns there for a month or two. Like I said. I'm like, come on, man.
And this is where I would come funny. In with the cake via the Simpsons that says, at least you tried.
yeah.
But yeah, funny, this has got me so excited for this. I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to get a lot of little bits and pieces more added to it. This is not their first face-off, or not their last face-off, but so that's going to be the main event at Backlash, and it's like, dang it, why can't I go to Tampa?
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It's only been a week, and you got me sold. All right, more comments. Christine said, Truth and Danhausen together would be an absolute riot. Yes. I would pay to see that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Truthhausen.
Yeah, that's a good one,
Imagine Danhausen versus Roman. Roman 10, Danhausen. Who the hell are you? You want to watch? You want a match you're on later in the match? Roman looks at Danhausen, and Roman laughs at him. Danhausen curses him and pins him 1, 2, 3.
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh!
I
Man,
don't think they would do that to Roman.
They better not do. They better not do something like that. If they do that, man. Oh my gosh!
I could see that happening to Solo. That would be funny.
Yeah, but they better not do that to Roman. They do that. I'm turning the TV off. I'm like, say, I'm not gonna watch wrestling for a while after that. I'm sorry.
Hey there, how you doing?
They do that.
Good to see you.
All right, what's going on, Max?
Yeah, he is, ain't he?
All right.
He's a cute idiot, but yeah,
Yeah.
the grass ain't greener on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Sammy here.
What's going on, Sammy?
You.
Classmate. What's up,
looked like
man?
you had a good event Saturday night. If I can, I am going to
we did.
The next one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have we have a Facebook group of our class too. It's our 25th anniversary. Whew.
Well, shoot.
I feel old.
25th not that bad. We got our 40th. We got our 40th coming up next month.
Oh wow. Years. My goodness.
40 years.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch on this quick. We have a new women's champion. Tiffany defeated Julia for the women's championship. You know, I like Julia. She can wrestle, but I feel like they moved her up too soon.
They did. They did.
Because the crowd don't get really behind her.
No, they don't. They really. I mean, they brought her on when they brought. I remember when they introduced her, you know, and it was such fanfare. It was great the way they did it. But I'm like, wow, y'all just really did not put the work in. And you know, a lot of people looked at her as great, and you know, they were so out. You know, so many people were so big on her because of what she did in Japan. But I was like, and I knew it when she came in. I said, you got to put work behind her to get her over the way she should be, you know, gotten over. But they did not. They just basically threw her out there and just tried to make her do it on her own, like she's LA Knight or something like that. You know, and you can't do that. I mean, you know,
yeah,
she doesn't speak English.
They knew better.
Well. Yeah,
they
communicate and like say, yeah. So and she didn't have, you know, they didn't have nobody representing her, like, you know, a manager or a valet or something like that, because you had to have somebody to build her. You need to be on the mic. You need to build yourself to do that. And
that was where they put Kiana James in.
Yeah.
That was somebody that barely made her debut on the main roster, and she got hurt. She had a great showing at Elimination Chamber, and
yes, she did.
Like,
yes, incredible.
Being Julia's lackey is, I don't want, you know, that's kind of, I feel like she deserves better. But yeah, I feel like they should have did more with Julia in NXT. That way, by the time she came onto the main roster, the crowd, this crowd would be behind her. And but what made me mad was they were doing the back and forth thing with the U.S. title. You know, she wanted from Selena, then Chelsea wanted again, and then all of a sudden Julia. It's like, stop. People already cannot get behind her, and you're sabotaging.
Yeah, from the get-go. Yeah, from the get-go, when they brought her in, and, you know, I forgot who she was sitting by, but they, you know, she got up, they introduced her, you know, to the crowd, and they seen everybody like, oh, you know, but, you know, she took her jacket off, and she was beside somebody, but they should have had something like that as far as a manager or somebody bringing her out, and you like to say, bringing her out. You only have to have a few words, and, you know, and then you let her go and do her thing, but only a few words that manager had to say. But if you look back at all the great Japanese wrestlers or all the Asian wrestlers that was really good that really didn't have to say anything. And I'm going back to people like the Great Muta, the Great Kabuki, and people like that. You know, they always had a representation of somebody representing them, and it came out spectacular. She definitely needed that. Even if you look at the ascension of Io Sky to what she got to. I mean, Io, she was teamed up with Zoe Starks. Zoe is the one who pretty much Io was doing her own thing, but when she teamed up with Zoe and they won those NXT titles, they had them for a long time. That's when Io really came out, and then they put her on the main roster right after that. And Io was basically teaming up with people then, you know, so they had people help elevate her because Io, you know, she can speak English, but not greatly. But after she elevated with the people that she was around, she was able to, she already had the crowd then. She had the crowd, and she was able to do her own thing. But yeah, not Kari, but Julia, they just basically, like say, they threw her out there, and then at the end, you know, there when what is her name? You was talking about her a little bit earlier. The girl that was with her the last time. Yeah, Kiana James, you know, they put Kiana with her. It basically was like kind of late, and Kiana was still basically her own character. She wasn't there to just be, like you say, be the lackey and be the person that's just representing Julia,
right?
The way that Julia needed to be represented.
And see, this is one of the reasons why I said that SmackDown needed help, because you know, stuff like that. And then when you're trying to think, okay, already they're playing out the US title and they're playing cat and mouse. Then you think of the women's title there, and then you're just like, well, who's going to face them? Like, and that's nothing against anybody. It's just the way that they built the characters up here. But I will say that with Jade, they did really good at WrestleMania for that. Michin and Big Fab made an appearance. That was all it needed to be. I was all right with that. So I really want to see Michin step up. She's a fantastic wrestler. I can't believe that.
Great talent.
Done even more with her. Like I wouldn't be against her being in the world title picture. Like, people might laugh at me, but she's somebody I followed for years. So, like,
and she got better and better. I mean, this past year, 2025, I think she was at the top of her game. She was at the top of her game, especially the first half of 2025. 2020, then, like I said, they put her with Jade, lately. But basically, 2025, she was at the top of her game. Even when she did lose, you still saw it. It was like, I'm like, hey, Chris, she is so talented, man. She, I was
such a
very
workhorse.
excited to see her every time. Yeah, she's incredible. So yeah, she definitely, she deserved her papers. I mean, they need to pretty much up it, up the ante for her.
So
but we'll see what happens.
So congratulations to Tiffany Stratton. I felt like this could have been part of the WrestleMania card, her and Julia, but for some reason they decided not to. It did everything backwards. And we're gonna go through comments again, and then
all right. Okay, well, we'll wait till she come back, and like saying, then we'll go through the comments, because like I said, I don't know exactly where we're at, but we'll wait till Alora come back in. But yeah, the Tiffany Stratton, Julia thing, go ahead. I think you back.
Yeah, I'm back. Timothy says, Harry, were you surprised that the whole Fatal Influence got called up to the main roster? We're about to talk about that. Hang on, Timothy. Hang on. Hello, glad you're here. And yes, I am Alora. Nice to see you.
What's going on, Will Rally Sport? All the way from England, my man.
He said, Julia's Createful is awful. She's a great wrestler, but agree fans don't care about her because it's exactly. It's nothing against her talent or her personally. It's just the way. It's just the way they did it. It's lazy booking. It really is. And he said her and Kiana James just need to be solo. Yes, I agree. Like I said, Kiana James impressed me at Elimination Chamber. I love her performance.
She got a great look.
Yeah. The crowd gets more behind on Stephanie than Julia. Yeah. I think Stephanie, yeah, and Stephanie too, you could tell that they're invested in her, and like the fact that she's speaking like speaking mainly English now, like really good and proficient English, that is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still true or not, but it was said at one point that the English language was the hardest language to learn for those that weren't born with that. So
Yeah.
and she speaks it proficiently and clearly. That is great. That's going to just only help her.
Yeah, that's what she's written off
not
TV
just
right
in
now.
the ring, but in life.
Sure. Yeah, but no doubt. And she's I don't know when she's gonna come back. They say there's no timetable, but yeah, she's gonna that's definitely gonna help her.
Yeah,
but
she was
can't
somebody else
come
that
back.
was on the come up, and some people knew about her. She blew up in NXT, and then they put her on Raw, and she they should have did that with Julia as well, and they just didn't. But okay, Kiana James has impressed me at Rumble and Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah,
Tiffy is good. Hope Chelsea returns soon and challenges Tiffy. Chelsea is one of my favorites. She's great. I love Chelsea.
Yeah, I like Chelsea a lot.
Yeah, if Chelsea wasn't hurt, she would have been at Mania. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Stephanie's injured, out for a while. Yeah, she had an ankle injury too. So I'm kind of, I'm kind of glad Mania is over so she can rest and heal her body, and she could come back stronger than ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her feud with Liv was good, but their match at WrestleMania, you could tell it was cut short.
It was.
And it wasn't their fault. And I hate that for them. I got all that out of the way. We did have a couple returns in Paige and the Street Profits, which is really good. I'm glad Paige is back. I think both of them.
Oh yeah.
I think her and Brie are going on both brands, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I know Will Raleigh Sports happy Paige is back. That's his favorite.
Yeah. I'm glad they brought her back in that way, because when the rumor broke, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna believe it till I see it. But anything can happen to WrestleMania. But I think she deserved that. People might say, well, she should have come back at WrestleMania. Yeah, she deserved it because she was one of the pioneers.
Oh yeah.
One of the
I'm glad
one of the modern pioneers for women's wrestling before WWE took it seriously. So we are going to talk about the call-ups to the main roster. WWE has purged NXT talent once more. And boy, we got some call-ups on Raw and SmackDown. We'll talk about Fatal Influence first, because I think Timothy's foaming at the mouth for us to talk about it. So, yes, I was surprised. I knew JC was going to come up to the main roster, but I didn't think the other two was going to come with her. Well, I could see Fallon being on the main roster, but I heard Lainey's promo on SmackDown, and I've only seen her wrestle a number of times, and I'm just like, she's not ready. I don't think she is.
Yeah, I don't think Lainey is
my
either.
opinion.
But the thing is, she will be covered with Fallon and JC. Fallon, I love Fallon. 100%.
Fallon's fantastic.
I love when, but I'm glad that all three of them is there, and they made a splash. They definitely made a splash.
JC rocked
but,
it.
Yes, she did. That thing, like I said, that match with.
I knew she was going to be a star, but I was like, I didn't see her as world champion material. But her runs with the NXT women's title, I mean, whatever they did, it made her better because she was eating that crowd up Friday, and I saw that she interfered
she
in the
was.
tag match last night too. I said, she's not. I said she ain't coming to play. She was ready to make a statement.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. One thing about it, man, wow. Like I said, they up there in, they're in the upper echelon right now as far as, female wrestling. They up there with the top dogs. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see, how everything plays out, how creative, how they handle this. Because if they handle it right, they got something special. And they can do there's so many different angles you could do with it. Now, as far as JC by herself, you can do great things. I don't know how, Lainey and Fallon, I don't know how she's going to mesh with her, but I do think they will have a run, at the championship, at the titles, tag titles. And I think they would do pretty well. I think they would do pretty well the longer, because you're going to get the better competition that you wrestle. So they would do pretty good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like they should. It should be JC and Fallon that would hold the tag titles. I mean, they could do that would be better,
too, but right now, I think they're gonna have Fallon. I think they're gonna have Jason on I think they're gonna pretty much try to do a singles thing with her right now, and so after that, maybe after that they can do that. And Lainey,
she stood up to Rhea, and she stood up.
Yeah,
she's coming in aggressively. So good for her.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Joe Hendry is signed to Raw. I loved his concert last night. Can we find Logan Paul? That was hilarious.
That cracked me up. I'm like, come on, man.
I know that was kind of the dig at the releases, but that was funny. The fans loved it.
Yeah, it was.
Michael Cole was even singing. That was hilarious. I love Joe Hendry. He got himself over in TNA, and gosh, he deserves all the success because I just love him. But Ricky Saints and Blake Monroe is showing up next week on SmackDown. So, there's another Impact player, no pun intended, for the women's division.
Right.
And then of course Ricky Saints. I love Ricky Saints. He did amazing in AEW, and he did great in NXT as well. I'm just so happy for him. Ethan Page is on Raw. I knew if anybody else, even if you didn't have anybody else come up, I knew Ethan Page is ready. 100%.
Ethan Page is incredible. He's incredible, and he was misused in AEW. I hate this, I ain't gonna say I hate to say it. He was misused. I'm like, man, this guy's incredible, and that's one thing I used to say to Chris and and whoever else was around. I'm like, this guy, he has it, man. He got the promo skills, he has the wrestling skills, he has everything. He has decent size, he has everything that you want in a wrestler. This guy,
with Chelsea was great.
Yeah. I mean, he was right up there with MJF, if you ask me. I mean, I'm like, man, this guy's incredible. You need to have these two guys maybe get together or whatever. I wanted to see him in a faction. I think it was Ethan Page, MJF, and I had a couple other people at that time. I can't think of who it was. But like, man, you can have, these guys. These guys could be like another Four Horsemen. I mean, it was incredible. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm like, all this I'm like, Tony, you got a lot of talent there. You got talent that can rival what old WCW had back in the early, late 80s, early 90s. It's hard to see that. I think in today's wrestling world, when these promoters have that, it's hard for them to see it. Yeah,
it can be subjective. WWE makes a lot of fumbles. So does AEW. It's how it is sometimes.
No doubt.
I said AEW fumbled Danhausen earlier. They did. Ethan Page was somebody else they, kind of slapped on, and Ricky Starks / Ricky Saints. They did write by Blake Monroe though, because I loved that feud with her and Tony Storm.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. They definitely did.
Yeah. So you know, it happens, and I can't explain why. I don't know. I'm not backstage, but I could just give you my opinion based on things that have happened in the past. So, and who else got called up? Was that everybody? Or did somebody
Far as
else
I know. Far as I know.
Okay. All right. And we got a lot of comments here. Give me just a moment here.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have time going through them, I'm pretty sure.
Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Yeah. We saw that one. He said he's surprised all three. Me too.
Stephanie's injured out for a while, so that she's been doing. Yeah, you got that one.
Yes, I'm
glad
so
Street
glad.
Profits used again, no doubt. Will Rally Sport.
Montez Ford had a lot to say on social media because he did gain weight there for a little bit. He was like, I got that right. I made a baby, kept a secret for 6 months, worked hard in the gym, blah blah blah. And then Austin Theory, he's such a hater. He was like, the only reason why Montez is back is because Bianca cannot pay all the bills anymore. I was like, what?
What in the world?
Shut up, Austin Theory. Fire him along with Logan Paul. But I am glad that they're back. I'm glad. I love the Street Profits. As far as this generation goes,
right?
I think they're one of the best. And Montez Ford, if they ever give him a singles run, they're gonna put a rocket on him. Angelo Dawkins is charismatic too. I think he would surprise us a lot. But glad to see him. Regardless. Yeah, NXT got to start over again.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't make Fallon versus Tiffany for the U.S. Women's title. I don't want my wives fighting each other.
Yeah, man. I can get with you on that. Yeah. I love Fallon, but I ain't Tiffany. I can take it or leave it with her, but I can understand what you're saying, though. I mean, I like Tiffany to a certain point, but I'm just saying I don't drool over Tiffany. That's what I'm trying to say. I know a lot of guys do, but hey, but
Blake Monroe, my favorite in NXT, being English like Blake, she's awesome, and that feud with Tony Storm says it all. Her NXT wasn't the best. Vanity Project on NXT having a fan title. You could buy what is going on. I kind of liked her with the Vanity Project because they kind of had the same thing going on. But yeah, they kind of have that thing with her and Tatum. And she had to have her own championship stuff, so she's kind of going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs there. I'm kind of glad they're going past that, and she's, Blake being. Yeah, I could see Blake 100% being on the main roster. She deserves it. But the next female that's going to get called up is more than likely going to be Tatum Paxley because she's really killing it right now.
Oh, yeah, man. She's outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see her on the main roster.
They had a casket match, and I was like, yes! They brought it back! Guys, great to see everyone. I'm going to call in tonight. Everyone take care. Good night. Be safe. Love to all.
Christine.
Thank you. We're going to wrap it up here shortly.
Appreciate you, Christine.
Thank God they called her up. Not sure you watch NXT, but if you don't, you have no clue what I'm talking about. The Vanity Project. Ethan Page deserves it too. Been great in NXT. Yes, he has.
Oh, yeah. He's outstanding.
He was he agreed with you, Harry, about Ethan Page.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Did you talk about releases? Weird.
Who said that?
Huh?
No, who said that? Somebody said, hey, never mind. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, that was the first thing we talked about. Yes, we did talk about that, and it's not the first time they release people with injuries. They I remember when Test got released years ago, and this is before things changed, but he was nursing a neck injury, and they released him, and he's like, well, what am I going to do about these bills? They just told him to figure it out. I saw that on an interview he did years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was on an interview somewhere years ago, and I was like, damn, that's ugly. Oh yeah, Sol Ruka made her main roster debut.
Yeah, Sol Ruka, they did bring Sol up. Yeah. And
yeah,
she is
they
outstanding.
officially brought her up.
She really is.
Love Sol Ruka.
Oh,
Soul Snatcher is the most fire move in pro wrestling today. Fight me on it.
Oh yeah.
That is
I'm with you on that.
Move.
I'm with you on that.
That is a sick move. And don't try it at home. I will.
I'll tell you what, she has a lot of spunk. She's very brave. I mean, to be wrestling like that and coming off that injury, that serious injury that she had, I mean, wow. That's
what a sport.
That's somebody that's real about it, and 100%. I mean, big ups to Sol Ruka, and I hope she goes very far in this business.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will Rally Sport also Zoe Stark just pulled this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Jada Parker would be right there along with her. I love Jada Parker. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Jada's pretty. She's really good.
Yeah, the O face is good too. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, that was wicked. I'm glad she's okay though, because anything could happen at any time. It's really one of those things, and but yeah, I had Backlash early predictions, but I know we're running out of time here, but we know that it's going to be Jacob versus Roman. We will probably see Fatal Influence in there somehow. Not sure about anything else just yet, but we only been a week into that, and so
okay, all right, but yeah, so yeah, Backlash is shaping up to be pretty good. Looks like so I definitely can't wait to see that. But go ahead, Alora, where you left off.
I was just gonna say, before we head out for the night, anything you want to plug?
Not really. I mean, I appreciate everybody from Straight Up Wrestling Show coming in. Appreciate everybody from Peaches and Power Bombs coming in. And before we get out of here, definitely, like I say, if you haven't hit that like button, whatever show that you own, but like I say, hey, if you own Peaches and Power Bombs, hey, subscribe to Straight Up Wrestling Show. You own Straight Up Wrestling Show, subscribe to Peaches and Power Bombs. I mean, and subscribe to our Facebook page. I mean, hit that like, share, join on Facebook. If you catch us on YouTube, you hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding, ding, ding. So you know we're on like times like these, and do the same thing if you're on Twitch. Now we're on Twitch. Not sure about Alora and Majestic Marie,
no,
but I know
Twitch
they on Twitter. Yeah, they're on Twitter. Definitely over on Twitter, you hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show and Peaches and Power Bombs over on X, formerly known as Twitter, guys. Hey, man, we like I said, we appreciate everybody coming in, rocking with me and Alora Presley tonight. I don't know how many more people. Like I say, as far as did we get through all the comments?
Yeah, Timothy just says Sol Ruka versus Bailey Part 2. I guess it was good. I need to watch that then.
but yeah, 100%. Like I say, and the people that didn't come in, because I see that a lot more people are in. That came through. Hey, doesn't matter. Like I say, we appreciate you taking your time. You could have been doing anything else, but you decided to come in and watch this podcast. And most of you stayed and check this out. Yeah. And we definitely appreciate that 100%.
Time is the best gift you can always give. So thank you for the privilege of your time. And until next week, we're out. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night, sweet peach. can't stay. So good night,